Let me know if I'm framed. And you can hear me and all that other good stuff. Oh boy. Which camera am I on?
Right now you're on camera 1.
Should be here. 4. That's 4. That's 1. Okay.
All right. Live.
Oh.
Ready to go.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I guess we are live. Welcome. I am Coach Clay Banks, and this is Technique Tuesday, where I bring you a fresh new teaching about the art, craft, and technicalities of working on camera. For actors, speakers, presenters, anything you're looking to communicate for camera, I'm going to help you take your game to the next level. So we're broadcasting live from Clay Banks Studio in the Hollywood area, and just welcome to all of you guys coming in from wherever you're coming in from. And at time of taping, we are talking about business being very, very active in the entertainment industry. Also, a lot of speaking and teaching going on, helping people to improve their message. And I am self-broadcasting right now. So we're going to see how this actually works out. And we're dealing with new technology, so we're going to see how that goes. Okay, so today what I want to talk to you about is the power and the importance of subtext and what is going on with the undercurrent while you're speaking. Okay, so I'm going to break down subtext for you in a manner that I am hoping will come across to you in a way that you're going to go, wow, I see all kind of new ways to be able to communicate my information. Okay, so let's just break down what subtext is, what it's all about, and give you a little bit of a clearer picture on this. Okay, so by definition, the word subtext just means underneath the written text. So the text, obviously, whatever it is that we are doing. So right now, my text is extemporaneous. This isn't scripted. So the text is coming from thought in the moment, extemporaneous speaking, in the moment, improvising. But improv is kind of a little bit more of off the hip, off the cuff, that kind of thing. That's not what I'm doing. This is extemporaneous, which means I have a topic point of study that I'm just speaking to you without a script. And for speakers that do that, your subtext could be directly connected to your text. So right now, what I'm talking to you about, I'm also thinking about. The undercurrents of what I'm saying to you are pretty closely related to the words that I'm using. Now, when you're dealing with written text, whether it's in the form of a speech or you're dealing with dialogue, monologuing, you've now got this text that's saying what it's saying, and we call that the black lines. And the whole thing about this, it's just colors of black and white, black ink on white pages. That's all that means. Okay, so for any of you guys that are a little bit more active, we're not going any further than that. If we were writing in blue text, it would be blue text. If we were writing on pink pages, it would be blue on pink, but it's not. It's black on white. So the black text are the black lines, and when we deal with subtext, we're talking about the white lines because they are actual lines, but they're not being verbally spoken. They are being communicated in other ways. So the text of the lines, either a speech, monologue, or dialogue, that's what was written by whoever wrote it, the writer. And we have that text. Now that text is saying what it's saying on the page, but there's meaning, there's intentionality, there are opinions and attitudes that are either written into the text or they are accompanied alongside the text. So, I'll give you an example. You're saying anything. Hi, honey, I'm home. Simple line of dialogue, no big deal. Hi, honey, I'm home. That's how it's written on the text. But how are we saying it? If you're going to say it with absolutely no undercurrent, then it's, hi, honey, I'm home. And it can run a little bit flat because you're just communicating what the words are saying as if it were being done by a computer. Hi, honey, I'm home. Now, when you get into the undercurrent, the subtext, what am I feeling in the moment while I'm saying this? What am I meaning really by saying this? What's my attitude while I'm saying it? So it could just be off the cuff. You could just go, well, I don't feel good. Hi, honey, I'm home. It could be something really exciting. Maybe there's something special that you brought this person. Hi, honey, I'm home. Or some version of that. The same words change because of what it is that you're dealing with underneath it. Now, that's with an emotion. But you can also change the subtext, and what I want to talk to you a little bit more about in this teaching. You can change the subtext by actually rewriting the script with the white lines. Okay? So what that means is, look at it this way. With every line of dialogue, there should be a carrier, something that's carrying the line. Lifting it, if you will, like certain medications and supplements, they say, take this with orange juice, take this with water, take this with food. Those would be the carriers that help for the medicines or the herbs or supplements or vitamins to be able to be more effective in the body because they are traveling with a carrier. So when you take lines of dialogue that are just not carried by anything, and again, hi honey, I'm home. Hi honey, I'm home. Nothing really going on with that. But when you want to get that line to mean what it is that you want it to mean, you have to have a carrier underneath it. In this case, would be your subtext. What's the text? Not just the emotion and the feeling, but what's the written text underneath the text that you're saying? So let's say the written text underneath it is, I want to scare this person. So I want to write something along the lines of it being maybe diabolical. I'm just picking examples, okay? So now that I am here, you need to be frightened. So that would be the written dialogue underneath it. Now that I'm here, you need to be frightened. So in my preparation to deliver this one line of dialogue, hi honey, I'm home, I'm going to write another dialogue. Now that I'm here, you need to be frightened. So now if I were to come in and say, now that I'm here, you need to be frightened. But I'm not saying those words because those aren't the words that were printed on the page, the black lines. Those are the white lines. So now I come in, hi honey, I'm home, and I say the black lines with the meaning of the white lines. Hi honey, I'm home. Now it starts to give the lines another meaning. You see now, what do we got? Hi honey, I'm home. 4 words. And we're taking this much time for these 4 words. So when you stop to think about how often do I need to do this work? Well, I need to do this work as often as I want anything to mean anything that I'm saying. In other words, everything. You want everything to at least be given a certain amount of attention. Because if it's not, the lines are not going to be as strong or as powerful as those lines that are given attention. Okay? So let me break this down for you again in another way. Okay. So when you're working on a piece, let's just say a monologue, and it could be a 4-sentence monologue. I call them mini monologues. They're just paragraphs on the page, little mini monologues. The reason I don't leave them as lines is because when you say lines, you think of often just small little fragments. And when you say monologue, you think of a larger piece. But when I say mini monologues, that means they're longer lines that should be handled with as much importance as a monologue. So when you first start reading lines, you're just saying them, you're learning the lines, you're figuring them out. But as you spend time with the lines and you go from learning into studying, you're now starting to find more things that you're actually intending. You're getting your intention activated. And if you want to know more about your intentions, I just finished a month series on intention and the power of intention, and you can go back on any of our socials at Claybank Studio and you can find out more about those intentions. I don't know, let me see if I can pull that up for you so it's easy for you to figure out. Yeah, you can just check out all of that over here at claybankstudio.com, and you can find a deep teaching on intention. And for the sake of simplicity, intention is what you have decided to make that line, that word, that collection of words, that concept mean to you. You've made a decision as to what it means to you. That creates your intention. That's where you bring in your choices and your personal meaning into your work and into what you're doing. So you can go back and check on that more. So now, coming back to these mini monologues, you get this mini monologue, and it's written whatever the mini monologue says. It doesn't matter what it says. But whatever it is that it says, you want to stop and take your time to look at it and go, what am I deciding as the character this means to me? And you go, this is what it means to me. Now, how else would you say it without the words that are on the page, without the black lines? How would you say it? And you say, well, I would say it a little bit more along the lines like this, like, hi, honey, I'm home. What would I say? Say, hey, babe, I'm here. Okay, if that's my attitude. Or again, if I'm being sinister, I'm going to come in and scare the heck out of you. Whether it's playful because it's Halloween or whatever, or whether you kidnapped that person and you're taking over and now you're going to go ahead and attack this person in some kind of thriller horror movie or something. Whatever the meaning is, you rewrite that. And when you rewrite that, you connect to that meaning on what you decided it is for you. And then you allow that to come through the words that the writer has written. So now what this is doing is it's actually constructing a whole nother script. So take a monologue, any monologue. The monologue is written with the black lines on the white pages. Well, the white space on those pages, that's what I consider the actor's playground. The black lines can't be messed with. They've already been bought and paid for. By the time the actor gets on a project or the writer shows or the speaker shows up, whatever, the writing should have already been done. Or you're doing improv. So that's already been done, and in many cases already been worked over, rewritten, scrutinized, and go, print it! This is the blueprint, this is the script, this is what we're using. Now, we can't change that. But we have to get underneath and go, well, this is how I would say those lines. And this is what I have decided they mean to me. So I've made the decision. This is the intention that it provokes. This is the attitude that comes along with it. This now becomes personalized and it becomes yours. You write the monologue on a separate piece of paper. You actually write it out. Ooh, yeah, I know, work, right? That's what stops the amateur, okay? The amateur goes, okay, I'm not doing this. This is too much work. The professional will always go the distance. And you have to decide where you are in the game. Are you willing to go the distance to actually stop and take your time to build this out? And when you do, what happens is you now have more lines of dialogue. And it's the difference between hitting one key on a piano or hitting multiple keys or hearing a professional pianist play a beautiful song using all 10 fingers and all 88 keys. It's obviously you're bringing more music. Or you listen to a guitar player on a 6 string and then you listen to a 12 string. It's playing more music. It's hitting more notes. So by mere understanding of this, your writing is going to I got a note here. I got to make an adjustment here. Okay, there we go. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, all right, yeah, well, it's staying like that. I don't know what that's doing. So, okay, so what we're doing here is building a more complex and interesting read into what it is you're doing, as opposed to just flatlining and just laying everything there flat. So, when you take a monologue, like here in my studio when I'm working with actors, and they come in and I say, well, let me hear that mini monologue or those lines, or let me hear that monologue. And you hear it and I say, okay, I need you to go to work on this. Well, I've learned the lines. Great. What are the white lines? Well, what do you mean? Well, what does it mean underneath? Well, this is what I'm saying. Well, that's conceptual. What does it mean underneath everything that you're doing? What is each one of those sentences saying? Construct a bridge underneath it. Construct the carrier underneath it to carry all of those lines. So then when you're saying something, it plays like that 12 string. It plays like those 88 keys, because now you've actually put more into it. And so more is going to come out of it. And when I work with somebody that's spending some time, especially like in class for training purpose, and you stay with the same scene, the same monologue for weeks and weeks and weeks, you start to see more and more meaning come out of it, more and more weight, because the actor is spending more and more time on that one scene, on that one monologue, and building more and more into it. So it's kind of like if you went and bought a frozen chicken breast at the store, and you took that frozen chicken breast home and you threw it in the microwave, and you heated it up for 10 minutes or whatever it would take to heat. I don't heat up frozen chicken breasts in the microwave, but for those of you that do, however long it takes you to thaw out a chicken breast in the microwave, you take it out, you throw on some salt and pepper, and you eat it. Okay? That's just learning lines. That's efficiently getting protein in your body. But it's going to be real different when you go visit that family or that friend, or maybe you're doing it yourself on that 3rd Thursday in November called Thanksgiving here in the United States, when that turkey has been bought and purchased and thawed out for a period of time. And then it's been seasoned, it's stuffed, it's rubbed, it's all this preparation is done to the turkey. And then that turkey is put into an oven that's been heated up to a certain degree. And then we put it in, and then throughout that it's being basted and seasoned and basted and seasoned for hours. That turkey comes out, and then it sits for a period of time, and then it's served, and then you eat that poultry. Now that poultry right there is going to be significantly different than that thawed out chicken breast in a microwave when you really stop to think about that. Okay? You see the difference? And you go, well, that's so much work. How often do you do that? Usually that's done once a year. And some people on special occasions will maybe do it a couple of more times, as opposed to just efficiently getting protein in your body. Okay, so now when it comes down to you doing the lines, look at it the same way. Are you just tossing lines into a microwave? Or are you really preparing them and seasoning them and basting them and cooking them properly, so that when you deliver that monologue, it's like, oh, listen to the meaning and the intentionality. And then what those things start to do, when you activate the white lines will then activate your body. And things will happen automatically for you that you can't do intentionally, because the meaning and the intention of the words that you're saying are in you and underneath what you're doing. And the whole thing just plays so much better. That's the importance of having your subtext in place, but it won't just happen by you hearing it. Okay, before I close this teaching out, I want to share something with you. Okay, and this is something that I've seen happen again and again and again. An actor or a speaker, because I work with speakers as well, performers, speakers, and actors, a presenter, anybody that's presenting their message. Okay, they will do their lines. And then I will say, you need to give more meaning to these things in the lines. I call them significant nouns. Nouns, any object, any person, place, or thing. Any significant noun should have personal meaning to it. So, like for example, you know, I took my truck down to the store. Okay, I, truck, store. Those are the three significant nouns. I, meaning me, took my truck, my vehicle, down to the store. I took my truck down to the store. Okay, now I say I need you to pack those nouns. And packing nouns, and I say, what? What does that mean, packing that? That means giving personal meaning, emotions, and descriptive words to the significant nouns. So for example, I, that's me. Okay, that's me, but that's me where? That's me right now. Where am I right now in the story? What is my disposition and what am I all about? Okay, and I make choices. That has to be done. Took my truck. What truck? How do I feel about the truck? Which truck is it? Is it an old jalopy that's breaking down? Is it a restored vintage that's worth $100,000? What is the truck? And putting time and attention into that truck. And the same thing with the store. What store am I going to? Why am I going there? Do I like the store? Is it a good store? Is it a bad store? Do they rip me off? Are there good deals? And just by taking the time to think about those things, you build weight into those nouns. Now, I'll explain that to the actor, the speaker, and then they'll go, oh, okay. And then they'll say the line again. And I'll say, wait, I just did the work in the explanation. You have to do it for you. It's your truck, it's your store. Oh, okay. And then they say the line again, and I'm going, wait a second, what part of this don't you understand? You have to pack the nouns for yourself. You have to make them mean something for you. Because if you don't, the work doesn't get done. I mean, if you're going on a trip and you get out a piece of luggage and you put it on your bed and leave it on your bed, and then you grab it and get on the plane and go to wherever you're going to, you open up that luggage at your friend, family's house or hotel or motel, wherever you're going, there's nothing in the luggage. Why? Because you didn't put anything in the luggage. What do you expect to open it up and all of a sudden everything's going to be there? It won't be there unless you do the work. But when you do the work, then these objects now have more meaning. But my point is, you have to do this. How do you do this? Store. What about the store? I don't necessarily like that store. It's not in a good part of town. It's dingy. It's not a fun. It's definitely not a Tesla showroom, and it sure isn't an Apple store. It's more like a 99-cent store. And you just go there to get things because they're priced fairly, and you just got to grab something and run. Okay, great. I just packed that store. So now when I say this line, I don't remember to say, I took my truck, I'm going to take my truck, whatever. I say, yeah, I took my truck to the store. I took my truck to the store. As opposed to, I'm going to go to an Apple store. I'm going to go to a Tesla showroom. I'm going to go to one of these stores where people really, really love making that experience amazing for the consumer. And it just smells good and it feels like, you ever been in an Abercrombie and Fitch? You're going, it's like you're going to the wilderness or something. I mean, they inject oxygen into the air. I don't know what they're doing in those stores, but it feels different. You know, you're in there and you got these smells. And they work real hard to create that atmosphere, and the right music is playing. So now when you got one of those stores and you say, yeah, I took my truck to the store, something different is going to happen on the read because you've packed the information in there. But you see, I can't say that to you and that have your read be better. You've got to take the time to do that. And once you get this, you can do it rather quickly. So, here's how it works to wrap this up. You have to do the work. And when you do the work, this is what it looks like. Take your script, whatever that is, lines, monologue, speech, anything that it is, and take the time to say it and then write down next to it, what does this mean to me? What am I deciding this means to me? How do I feel here? What is my intention here? The line says, I took my truck to the store. What would I say? I ran down the street to pick something up. Okay, I ran down the street to pick something up. I just decided that's what it means to me. I threw it away, no big deal. I took my truck to the store. But you see, it now has a carrier underneath it. And any place that you're not building in your subtext, you're not actually doing the work, you're going to have these kind of holes. It's like an artist with a canvas, and they're going to paint the canvas in all these wonderful colors, but there's these places that there's no paint. It's just the raw canvas coming through. Now, unless that's part of the design, the painting's going to look unfinished. And that's where you have unfinished performances. They're just not full and they're not solid because they have these missing pieces all over. But I want to act. I don't want to write. Think about it. We're constantly communicating, guys. We're communicators. The writer has written the black lines. The white lines, all the space around those lines belong to the actor. That's what carries the black lines. So you see, the black lines and the white lines have to work together. And when they work together, you get power and unity. I know, right? A little double entendre in there. But my intention is that you really start to understand the importance of the subtext. Because when you go out as a speaker, an actor, a performer, and you're delivering lines without doing this work, it's like walking out of your house naked. Your body's out there, but you forgot to put the clothes on. You don't want to do that. A lot of us, when we go out, we choose the clothes we're going to wear, we dial in the outfit, and if it's a special occasion, it's really important, we make sure it all comes together just right. We walk out there, we're like peacocks with those beautiful feathers out there going, look what I put together. This is my outfit. Well, when you're performing, isn't that what you want to be doing? Presenting your best? So you got to dress. You've got to build up that subtext and that intention underneath. And when you take the time to do the work, I promise you, you're going to go to the next level because most people will not take the time to do this because it's work and it's time consuming. Practice it. Get yourself a monologue, something that you're feeling really excited about, and take the time, not just to memorize the lines, but to rewrite it. Rewrite it. You know what would be cool? I have never thought about this before. Well, if I did, I wasn't conscious of it, but I'm thinking about it right now. So this is coming to you, fresh straight from the Revy. All right. You've got a script with your monologue on it. It's generally going to be, as I mentioned, black lines on white pages. What would be cool, and you can find these at the art store, you can get black paper with a white ink pen, a pen that writes in white, and then write the white lines on a black page next to the black lines on a white page. That's pretty cool. And then integrate them. Mind blown. There it is. I don't know about you guys, but it did it for me. So that's about it. That's all I'm going to talk about in this installment of Technique Tuesday about white lines. White lines matter. And yes, black lines matter as well. All the lines matter. Okay? So take your time, work this out. Let me know. Let me know how it works for you. And if any of you want any further information about this, you can certainly email us at info@claybankstudio.com. We'll pop it up there on the screen for you, info@claybankstudio.com. And we will get back to you with any answers to questions that you might have about this. Show notes on it. We'll be more than happy to help you out with that. Also, if you'd like some information on where this comes from, well, this comes out of my core teaching on the art, craft, and technicalities of on-camera acting. So if you would like to dive even deeper into that, I have an online course. It is one of the most, if not most comprehensive online, on-camera acting courses available to you on the net. And it's called ACT. The Art, Craft, and Technicalities of On-Camera Acting. And you can see there's our website right there, CBSi act.com. Claybank Studio, International, Art, Craft, and Technicalities of On-Camera Acting. And there's so much great free content on there for you, as well as you can purchase the course. It's fantastic. It'll teach you such a solid foundation for those of you guys that are really serious about studying the craft. We're here to help you out. But that's it for now. I'm Coach Clay Banks, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in from wherever you tuned in from. Drop us a line, give us a comment, say hi, share us, like us. You guys know how it works. It always helps us out. And if there's anything about this teaching that you're questioning, reach out to us and let us know. We're wanting to bring you the best that we can bring. It's not just me. I'm kind of the face, but I got a great team here at CBSi pressing the buttons and pulling the levers and helping making all this stuff work for you guys so that you can be the best possible version of you possible. Okay? Until next time, guys, God bless you and stay safe out there.